Okay, if you see my screen, so what is the difference like between the developer org and this org is? So in this org, let me show you. So in this org, if you go to the installed packages, set up and install packages. You go to the installed packages, you see here, the package name, so Velocity Insurance. Okay, so what package is installed here? So in our normal developer account, you will not see this, right? In a normal developer account, you will not get. So this is a special org. This is a special org which we got. It includes the Velocity package. It includes the Velocity package. Okay, so here you can see the namespace of the packages. The namespace of the package is velocity underscore ins. Velocity underscore ins is our package. So this is our developer edition. In developer edition, we got this package. So how velocity comes? Velocity comes as a managed package. Velocity comes like as a package. Okay, so velocity comes like as a package. So that is, and what else we have this org? In this org, what else we have? So this org contains mainly three components. Okay, mainly three components. One is the package already installed. The package is installed in this org, right? And what else we have is, so we have something called seed data. Seed data. So what is the seed data is? We also called as hard-coded data. So this seed data help us. Okay, the seed data will help us if we are okay. So here in we are basically the agenda of this is, so we have mainly like a four. First is like a velocity introduction. This is our module 1. It we call as VP1. And next we will be talking about the VP2. The first VP1 and VP2 are introduction, and the second is Lightning Web Component, about what is Lightning Web Component and how we are using here. So introduction to Lightning LWC introduction. These are the just functional training. There's no technical things. It's just introduction. And VP3 we will be talking about the flex cards. VP4 plus VP now we call VP is called as Omnistudio. Previously we used to call VP. Now it is called Omnistudio. So VP is Velocity Platform Essentials. Okay, here now it should replace with Omnistudio. Omnistudio tools. Let's call it as with a new name. And 4 we will be talking about the Omniscripts. And in Omnistudio 5, this selection unit 5, we will be talking about the data tools. Okay. So in VP3 and 4, as we discussed in our previous session, like what is a flex card and Omniscript? The flex card is a UI component, and Omniscript also UI component. And for flex card and Omniscript, once we design the Omniscript flex cards and flex cards and Omniscript UI components, so we have to get the data to verify whether flex cards and Omniscripts working or not. So UI means what you display on the UI. In the flex card, we display the data and actions, right? What we discussed. So on flex cards, we display data and actions. Data and actions. And in OmniScript, it's a step-by-step process to, like it has a step-by-step process to complete one specific action. Step-by-step process to complete one specific action. So in OmniScript, also the step-by-step what we do, we get the data from a database, or we can have an input form which user will input and we will send the data to database. So here we are receiving the data, we are showing the information in the flex cards and OmniScript, and without understanding the data tools, because we are working on the flex cards and OmniScript. So before understanding the data tools, how you will display the data. The question here is, without understanding the data tools, how you will show the data. Once you design the flex card, on flex card, the main thing is you are showing the data. So should we discuss data tools first? No, we will not discuss the data tools first. But to accomplish this, we are using something called seed data. We are using something called seed data. What is seed data? Seed data is hard-coded data. Hard-coded data. The data which is not available in the objects. The data not available in the objects. The data not available in the objects. It's just a seed data. It's just a seed data means a hard coded. Okay, somewhere it is hard coded, and we are directly using the flex. So without understanding the data tools, we are just using that hard coded data, and we verify, okay, the flex card working fine or not. Okay, so we just use this. We just use this flex cards, seed data to verify whether these flex cards, whatever we create, will work or not. Not only flex card, in module number 3 and 4, we use seed data only. Hope you understood what is the seed data means. Seed data is a hard-coded data to verify the flex cards and OmniScripts working or not. Okay. So next is we have something called sample components. Sample components. Sample components and starter packs. Okay, what is this sample components and starter packs? So sample components and starter pack. In our sessions, we will be using some case studies. We will be using some case studies for our lab exercises. Okay, we will be using some case studies for our lab exercises. So for each topic like flex cards, OmniScripts, and the different data tools. Each topic we will be doing some lab exercise. In that lab exercise, let's say for example, when we start with the flex card, in the flex card, we start with a simple flex card and we start from the basics. The basics means how to design everything from the scratch we learn. Maybe in the flex card there will be in the other unit. We don't need to do from the scratch because already in a previous, let's say 3.1, we learned how to design a sample card. In the next unit, you don't need to again design from the scratch. So we use the previous, like whatever we already done, we will start from there to save the time. So what we will not repeat the things. Okay. So to not repeat the things, but if we want to begin from where we have stopped like learning, So the starter packs will help you to start from the new things. Okay, so starter packs are available. For example, let's say here we use Omnistudio application. It's a console application. So no worries, I will take you to the application overview also. So if I go to the Omnistudio Flex cards, if you see here, team starter contacts, team starter cases, team starter webinar. So these are the starter packs. So these starter packs already say Velocity loaded. So whatever we learned previously, we will not repeat the same thing and we will start from using these packs, starter pack. And you see something called sample here. What is sample? When the third component, the sample component is whenever we are working on the Laggy lab exercise, or if we face any issues, we can always refer the sample components. So sample components like a reference. Sample components are like reference. So the seed data, starter packs, sample components, everything we can say sample packs, everything comes along with this package. So this, whatever we have signed up, so this org is especially designed to learn the Omnistudio Velocity. So this org is specially designed for learning purpose. This org is specially designed for learning purpose. Okay, so that's the org which we have just created. Okay, and let's go to the high level introduction to Velocity tools, that's Omnistudio tools, what we have discussed last week. Okay, so what are the tools here we have going to learn? Flex cards. So that is in VP3 we will be learning about the flex cards. So what is a flex cards? Flex card is what we have learned. Flex card is a UI component I need your response to. You can interrupt me anytime. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask the questions. And if you have any questions anytime, you can you can ask the questions. No need to wait for. Okay, maybe I will ask later or something. Okay, the subject related question, anything you can ask anytime. Okay, because it is a new tool for everyone. It is very new thing. We are learning something new here, right? So please feel free to ask the questions. Okay, so flex card is a UI component. Flex card is a UI component using the flex cards, using the flex card designer. What we can do, we can display the data and actions. It only to display, you cannot input or do anything. Only card is to display the important data, important information and actions. Okay, and actions. So that's what the flex card is. So a flex card will display the contextual information, okay, and actions in high level. Okay, so very important information only it will display. If, for example, if I have 500 fields in account, will not display 500 fields in account. Will display like a 5 to 6 fields, which is very important for the data user, right? And actions on that account, what user want to do? It's edit account, or delete account, any action, delete account, okay, update email ID, so and so actions. Okay, so the flex card, okay, we are displaying the data and actions. So once user click on the action, what happened? You may navigate to some external page. Okay, you may, so the action should be executed. So this action can be a navigate action. There are different type of actions. We will learn like what are the different type of actions we can display. So once you invoke the actions, you may invoke an Omniscript. That's what we will learn in the next Omnistudio file, that or module number 4. Okay, Omniscript. So what is Omniscript here? Omniscript is a UI component again, and also it has a backend actions. So Omniscript is a step-by-step guided interaction flow, step-by-step guided interaction flow to complete one specific action. To complete one specific action, once user click on this, once user click on the edit account or delete account, any action, whenever user click on any edit account or delete account, any action, you may launch the Omniscript. Okay, we may launch the Omniscript. So Omniscript get invoked from the actions, or Omniscript invoked from the different places. Okay, so Omniscript, mainly we launch the Omniscript from the actions on the cards. Okay, and Omniscript will have the step-by-step process. So once the Omniscript get launched, so the step one, it's not compulsory that every time you should have multiple steps. It's not compulsory that every time you have multiple steps. It can be one step or it can be multiple steps. How you are guiding the user to complete one specific action. You are guiding, so in the step one, hey user, do this. Then next, ask the user to do that. And the next, ask the user to complete that form or fill the information or do something and then submit. So it's a step-by-step guided interaction to complete the one action. That is Omniscript. So that, and here we can display the data or we can have input form. Okay, it's very high level. And what is the date? What is the in module number 5? Data tools. So how we show the data? If user is inserting any form, how we send the data to database? Through data tools, we do that. Through database, it can be a Salesforce database. It can be Salesforce database, or it can be any external system. Any external system. It can be external system, right? It can be any external system. So this information, if you want to bring the data to the Omniscript or data to data flex cards, we have to use the data tools. That is, what are the data tools we have? What are the data tools we have? What we discussed last week?
Data Raptors.
Data Raptors, very good. Data Raptor and integration procedures. Okay, these are the data tools what we learn. Okay, these are the data tools what we learn. Okay, fine. So these are the tools which we will be focusing on. So learning these tools, it will give you the complete understanding about the Vlocity platform, Vlocity tool, how to use this Vlocity. Okay, these are the 4 tools which provide by Salesforce. Which provide to Salesforce. Now let's understand in detail what is a data raptor, what data raptor will do, and integration procedure. Okay, this is also high level. Once we go to the module number 5, we'll learn more. Okay, so data raptor have a data raptor designer tool. Data raptor designer tool, and it's called as a data tool. So what is a data raptor? It's a data raptor designer tool is a declarative tool. Okay, and high level is the data raptor will retrieve the data. It will send the response to the database and it will transform the data. it will transform the data. What is retrieve is okay. If I want to retrieve the data from database to data, okay, from database to FlexCard or OmniScript, we use Data Raptor tool. Okay, we can read the data, we can write the data to object, okay, and it is a click-based configuration. Okay, the Data Raptor will run synchronously. It will run synchronously. Okay, so what is retrieve is fine, and sending the response is like reading writing the data is fine. So what is transform? If I want to transform from XML to JSON, because XML to JSON or JSON to JSON, it can be XML to JSON or JSON to JSON. What is meant by transform is, so all the response here in whatever the Data Raptor or integration process, the complete Vlocity tools use the JSON format to transform the data. To transform the data, we use JSON here. So Vlocity uses JSON. Only Vlocity understand the JSON. Every configuration, everything into the JSON. If you are new to JSON, don't worry. We will be just learning high level on this. Okay. What is JSON? How to use the JSON? We'll learn high level. Okay. So whatever we need, we'll learn up to that. Okay. So if I want to once I get the data from, let's say from external system, I got the raw data. It is a JSON format. I have to convert the JSON into meaningful JSON, and which understand by my program, my tools, or Vlocity, like a Data Raptor, or which is understand by my FlexCards or OmniScripts. FlexCard or OmniScript. FlexCard or OmniScript. How to work on that? So that is transform. To do this, to retrieve the data, to send the response, to transform the data, okay, to transform the data, we have some actions which we have to work. Okay, that we will see how we use the actions. Okay, how we use the action, that we will learn in detail. Okay, like yeah, I'll tell you what type of actions we have to execute. Like we have type, we should say Data Raptor types. Data Raptor types. So Data Raptor types are Data Raptor extract action, Data Raptor turbo extract, Data Raptor post, Data Raptor load, Data Raptor load actions, Data Raptor transform. So these are the 4 types we have. So extract and turbo extract to retrieve the data, Data Raptor load to write the data or send the response, Data Raptor transform to transform the data from JSON to JSON or XML to JSON, or trim the data, to trim the data. Also, if you want to trim the data, we can do the trim. Okay, these are the Data Raptor types. These are the Data Raptor. So based on the type, what actions you want to perform, we execute this. Okay. Now let's see about the integration procedure. So integration procedure also, it's a point and click tool. It's a declarative approach. And integration procedure is have a simple point and click, okay. But integration procedure is have a ability to include the more actions. It's not only a data tool, rather it is a complete backend actions you can execute. Let's say I have multiple actions, retrieving the data. Also, you can call these data abstractions inside the integration procedures. Oh, okay. You can do the error handling. You can write the conditional logic. Okay, which actions execute what? Whether are you retrieving the data or sending the data or transforming the data or using some backend calculations. So you can add multiple backend actions and data actions. You can add multiple backend actions and data actions and how it will execute. Let's say here if I have any actions, all the actions, okay. Let's say here I have three actions. Each action is taking the data or calculating the data. Again, it is going to the database to get other data. If it has multiple actions, all the actions execute at one time. It will not go multiple times to the database, to the server. In server, it will execute at only once. And server, it will execute only once. In server side, it will execute only once. Again, it is very high level. We will discuss in detail what we can do in the integration procedure once we are familiar with the once we are familiar. Okay, so here in the integration procedure, to execute all the backend actions, like it can be retrieving the data, it can be sending the data, or it can be calculating the data, transforming everything will execute on in one server call. So where it is executing, it execute on the server side. It execute on the server side, but only it will it execute in one single server call. In one single server call. In one single server call. Okay. That's about okay. These are the tools like what we have discussing. So here we are learning about flex cards, omniscripts, data raptors, and integration procedure. Okay, so these are the tools which we learn in the Velocity developer sessions. Okay, any questions? Any questions before we move forward? Any questions? Anyone have any questions?
So in integration procedures, there will be all data raptor actions will be going on.
In integration procedure? Yeah, in
So
integration procedure, not only the data raptor, okay? There are other backend action also we can configure.
oh, okay.
Okay, if I want to get not only the Salesforce data, if I want to get the data from external system, right? Those will execute like separately.
Using data raptor, we can extract the data only from the Salesforce.
Correct. That's right. Using the data raptor, we can only work with the Salesforce DB. But integration procedure, we get the data from both the Salesforce DB and external DB. Okay, so that we'll discuss in detail. Okay, once we go to the module number 5. It is very just a high level. Okay, that's for understanding. Cool.
Is the most preferred way?
Mean data raptor integration procedure.
Yeah. Like from all the
preferred way is always go for integration procedure.
Okay.
Okay, but why we need to learn data raptor? That we will see.
Do we use any Apex? Sorry.
No. We won't use Apex.
Okay.
So this integration procedure works as a asynchronous mode.
Correct. Asynchronous or synchronous both.
Okay.
Yeah, it supports asynchronous batch jobs. Also, it can execute batch jobs. Yeah, that's correct. That's what I discussed. Like we'll discuss more like in detail in module number 5. Now just like high level understanding what is data Raptor, because we are using that data Raptor integration procedure we are using with the seed data. And whatever we discuss about the seed data, right? So that we will be using in flex cards and Omniscripts. So everyone, is it clear?
Right now, I can see only one disadvantage on the data Raptor, that it can't extract from external systems. Will there be more in the when we go in detail?
Yes, it is not a disadvantage, but the same thing will be there in the integration procedure too. How we together use integration plus data Raptor. Okay. Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. So, but now, yes, with that's clear, the data Raptor, you cannot extract the data from external system, but there are some actions you can directly access the data directly from Omniscript itself. Okay, there are so many actions we have. There's so many actions we have. Okay, we'll understand that. Perfect. Good. So coming to the application, how we are using the application. Okay, how we are using the application here. If you are new to Salesforce, or if you already have experience, that's very well and good. If you are new to Salesforce, this is for you. So once we get the access, we see the right upper corner, the profile icon. This is our profile icon. Okay, so here once you click on the profile icon, you can go to your settings and you can check the information like username, first name, last name, like that. And setup is the admin screen. Setup is the admin screen. If you want to do some configuration at the application side, like if I want to see about the objects, like schema or access something backend, we go to the setup. If I want to do some backend actions, like anything metadata change. If you want to change any metadata, so you'll click on the setup and you go to the setup application. So setup will have all the admin options. This is a Salesforce related. If you want to create a console, if you want to see the objects information, like what objects Salesforce provides and what objects Vlocity is providing. If you see the objects, standard object means provided by Salesforce, and the custom object means which is coming along with the package what we have installed. So we did not install, but we created all which contains a Vlocity package, right? So in this org, okay, what is this account regulation action? This is an object. It's a custom object. How we can differentiate the object is created. The custom object can be the object which you can also create an object, right? I can also create an object. Let's say I say here test objects. So this is my object. Now how can I differentiate? Now we have three type of objects. What are the three type of components we have, objects we have? One is the standard object which provided by Salesforce. The other object which coming from the Salesforce system. The other object is the object which I just created. What is the difference here? So this is also the object coming from the package also have the $_C, and also my object also have the $_C, which is all the custom object. Again, you can ask me, like, anyone have any question on about what is object? Please ask me. If you are not clear, please feel free to ask me anytime, even in the middle of session. So everyone clear with what is object? If you're new to Salesforce, the object means in the database, it's like a table, database table, which stores the data. The object is nothing but the object is a database table which stores the data. Okay. So this is the object created by me and this object coming from the package. How can I differentiate that? Is a test object and test result. Both are custom objects. The package namespace prefix with every custom object which comes along with the package. Whatever the things coming along with the package, to identify that you may have, like in your once you start working on a project, you may have multiple installed package, right? Let's say you install the CPQ package, you install the velocity package. How you differentiate? So CPQ will be have SBQQ double underscore. Velocity will have velocity underscore INS if it is insurance, or if it is a CMT, or it will have underscore CMT. So the prefix, okay, the namespace prefix, you can easily identify the objects which are the components coming from the package, okay. To access the object details, you can go to the setup, wrench icon, setup, and object manager to see the object details, okay. So here you have the leftmost corner, you have the line 9 dots, that is called app launcher. If you click the app launcher, it will take the applications. So here, which application we are working on? We are going to work on Omnistudio, which contains all the tools which we have discussed just now, right? So Omnistudio, this is the application which we work here. So Omnistudio is the application. So you should launch this application because here we are going to work. This is a place where we are going to work. Omnistudio. Once you click on the app launcher, you see Omnistudio. So Omnistudio, you see here Omnistudio Flex Card or something. Here, if you click on the menu, the drop down, you'll see Omniscripts, Velocity Cards. So Velocity Card is a preview. Before December 2020, we were using the Velocity Card. The Velocity Card replaced with the Omnistudio Flex Card. Now we are using the Flex Card. Why the Velocity Card is there? So still Salesforce is supporting the old version, like old cards, the classic cards. Okay. So Omniscript and Omnistudio Flex Cards, Data Raptor, integration procedure, calculation matrix for the calculation. So these are the things what we are going to learn. So we have all the tools in the Omnistudio applications. We have all the tools what we will be learning in the Omnistudio applications. Okay, so here we will be working. Okay, so Omnistudio is the application where we are working. And these are the tabs. Like if I want to access Omnistudio Flex Card, you can click that from the drop down. Let's say if I want to go to the Omniscript, you click on the Omniscript, it will take to the Omniscript, and we need to create or use the existing Omniscript like this. Or data after integration procedure, wherever you want to navigate, you have to just click the link. We have to just click the tab, navigation tab. This is like a tab. Tabs in the drop down menu. Okay, so that is navigation, Salesforce navigation, how we work. So we use two type of screen. One is we use Omnistudio. Second, we need to go to setup. Okay, we need to go to setup area. Okay, cool. Now when you create like Omniscript, when you create flex cards, okay, all these things, we need to maintain some naming convention, the project naming convention. Okay, see here. So what project naming convention we have? You can see here something starting with a continuously team or sample. Okay, so what naming conventions we are following? What are the project naming conventions we are following for flex cards? So for flex card, what is the naming convention we follow is for the flex card, okay? So we should be prefixed with a for everything what we do here, we use a team like before we create. So that which will indicate that okay, the components are, so we have to give any unique name. Okay, we have to give any unique name. Okay, you can say Cloudfoundation master account. So here we can use Cloudfoundation master account, like anything prefix. Even within the same org, if you want to practice the same lab exercise, you can give any prefix with a name. Okay, and this should be camel case. The flex card names we should give as a camel case, like prefix with something. Okay, and you can give some, okay, the object information, like object details, like what flex card it is. Team, is it a like contact card? Team opportunity card? What is the detail? What you want, what you are displaying, right? So here you have to use a camel case. The flex card, you have to use a camel case and it should be prefixed with. Okay, so naming convention always should be prefixed with some unique, like if I'm using this entire project, we should maintain the same. Even the real-time project also, if you go to the project, if you start working on the project, the naming, you have to understand the first naming convention, what naming convention they are using. In the project, what naming convention they are using. So you have to follow the same. You have to follow the same in the real-time projects. Okay. Next, Omni scripts. So OmniScript, for OmniScript, we use here the OmniScript when we use, there is a type slash subtype. The name we have to give as a type slash subtype. What is a type slash subtype means? Time can be anything as a prefix. Here I'm using like type as a team, and subtype as what is a function you are doing. Let's say I'm doing the delete account or edit account. It should be the detailed information what you are doing. Team edit contact, team edit account, team payable, accounts payable, team accounts payable, right? Team view a policy modification, team policy nominee change. So that the subtype should be the detail. Here it should be prefix, and here it should be the detailed information, like what you are doing with this OmniScript, what you are doing with this OmniScript. And yes, always it is better we use the camel case with the names. That is for OmniScript naming conventions. Okay, and integration procedure, same like integration procedure also, same like integration procedure, same like OmniScript naming conventions, means type slash subtype. Here also we use the same type slash subtype. Team get account, team get the save contacts, like that. Okay, now coming to the data raptors. Data raptors, these are the tools what we have learned in flex cards, OmniScript, integration procedure, and data raptors, right? So what naming what are the namings we have to give? What are the naming conventions? How we need to give the name? So data raptor, same like flex card. What is that? Camel case. And what you want to do, what you are doing, you are saving the account information, account details. So what you are doing with the prefix and give the detailed information, like what you are doing, and it should be camel case. These are the naming conventions we have to use. Clear, everyone? here we just discussed like what when you are creating the flex card or modifying the flex card or working on Omniscript or integration trays or data raptors, what is the naming conventions we have to use? Okay, this is something very important. Okay, clear? Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, I need response so that I will understand whether you're able to follow or not. Okay, please respond. Okay, the next very important. Is it fine if we can continue like another 10-15 minutes? We'll take one topic and small topic and we'll complete and we'll wrap up the session. Is that fine, everyone?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you. So here, this is very important. JSON structure. JSON structure. So understanding the JSON is very, 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 very important. You can write like, okay, in our childhoods we used to write, right? Remember, in our childhoods we used to write our notes, VIIIMP. That's very, 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 very important. And how many stars we used to write if it is important questions, right? So that's one okay. The JSON, understanding the JSON is very important for our velocity sessions. Okay. No worries if you are new to JSON. Don't worry. So we will see like a high level what is required for our velocity. Why it is so important? Why it is so important? Because if you are getting the data from the database, okay, if you're using the data tool extract the data in the JSON format and it send the data to JSON, send the JSON to flex cards and Omniscript in the JSON format only. Also retrieving response also in JSON and retrieving also in JSON. So we need to understand the JSON format. Not only sending the request, okay, if this data tool to retrieve the data from the database, what data I want to retrieve. So you have to pass the request. Hey, I need this, I need the account details for this ID. So you have to request something. You have to send the request parameter. How you send the request, how you will get the response. How you will get this, how you will send the request, how you will get the response. The request and response, everything in the JSON. Request and response, everything will be in JSON. So, and not only the request and response, even the configuration, the metadata is in JSON. Okay. Even if it is a metadata JSON, okay, like metadata means, let's say if you configure the Omniscript, the Omniscript backend element, everything will be, all the element properties, everything stored as a JSON. Everything stored as a JSON. Okay, so that is something we need to understand. So let's understand the JSON. The very basic JSON structure is, so every key will have a value. Every key will have value. What is key here? For example, let's say name is a key. Name can contain like a value Anand. name, it can be contain the value Anand. So here name is a key and Anand is a value. So that's it. This is a JSON structure. In the curly braces, every key will have a value. What if I want to have multiple keys? Yes. The email anand@acme.com. With comma separated, it can have multiple key and values. Multiple key and values. Phone. With the comma separated. With comma separated, it can have multiple keys and values like this. Whenever you retrieve the data or whenever you send the data, that should be in JSON format, in this format. Okay, it should be in this format. It should be in this format. Okay, so let's say this is a contact data. Let's say this is a contact data. How can I just add this complete information into the contact node? So here name, email, phone are this every key. Also we can in JSON we call as nodes. All node things we call as nodes. I can take that information as a contact if I will. So here in this the contact is the key and contacts contain this key like contact information like name, email, phone. Contact is a node. Here the we call it as a node. The contact node contains the values. The node, if I refer the contact, the parent, here the contact is a parent node and the name, email, phone are the child nodes. Contact is a parent node, name, email, phone as a child node. It's basically everything is a key value. Now contact is a key, contact contains some set of values. What if I want to track multiple contacts? Not one. When I retrieve, I got multiple contacts. Anand, Verma, Suresh, Rajesh, Ramesh, like I have got many contacts. Right? Can we get the array of records? Yes, you can. You can get the array of records. How to pass array of records? So this is one set of one contact data, comma, another contact data, another contact data, third contact data. It's an array. Let me just solve two contact. Like you can go with a number. It is array. So array we mention now contact holds contacts. Okay, let me just say contacts. Contacts node hold multiple contact information. So this is one contact and this is second contact. Like that I can have multiple contacts. In the same JSON. Okay, in one JSON, can I have the multiple parent nodes? What does that mean? So what is the parent node here? Contacts is a parent node, key, and these are all the values inside the contacts. Again, the subnode, name is a node, key, and every node or key will have a value. So the concept is every key have value. In one JSON, can I have another node? The question is, in the same JSON, can I have another node? Yes, you can have another node. You can have another node. Let's say, for example, in the same node, I want to also get the account. I got the account information. So contacts, comma, account name, key, name is a key, value is, let's say, for example, Acme, comma, website with what, okay, let's say acme.com. So this is the account information. Like that, I can add any number of fields. Doesn't matter if I add 1 field, 2 field, 3 fields, 10 number of fields. So here I have contact, I have account. Okay, clear everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a JSON structure, and you can embed this into, like if I want to, so this is like a one JSON. I can have multiple nodes. I can have multiple parent nodes. I can have multiple child nodes. Everything here is a, remember, key and value pair. Okay. Now, if I want to, in my code, if I want to refer website, okay, let one more thing. This node, parent node, can have the grandparent node also. Sometimes we may have grandparent node. Okay, what is mean by that? Grandparent node. Let's say this account, okay, this account information is available. Parent account. Okay, so now if I want to access the website, how to access the website information? I want to retrieve the acme.com. How to access this information? So I should say, what is the path? First, you have to start with a grandparent. Okay, parent A colon, what is the child? Parent node is account colon, parent A colon, account colon, website. This is the path. JSON, this is called JSON path to access one specific element. If I don't have this, you should say account colon website. If I want to access the website, I should say account colon website. Account colon website. Account colon website. Account colon website. Is it clear? Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
How to access the JSON? Okay, how to access the JSON? How to access the JSON? What if in this case contacts is having array? Okay, this is something advanced. We will learn this later. If I want to get array of contact, like we have list of contacts. In this list, how to get the name or email or phone? So you have to use, if I want to refer, if it is array, you have to use the pipeline symbol and how much, okay, which index you want. First index record, second index record, which index record you want. So you have to mention that pipeline symbol with the index number, and you can access like whatever you want, email, phone, like website. Okay, email name, email, phone, whatever the nodes it has. So everything here is a key and value pair. Remember only like what is key and value pair. And every node, a key value pair can have its parent, and parent can have a grandparent. Like, so that will be called as a root node. If we have many main node, okay, which is the information like info. Here I may have a complete root node. This is called root node, and entire the JSON is under the info. If I say info, I'm referring this. Okay, if I want to refer contacts, info colon contacts, info colon. Now I have to say info colon account colon website to access this. So we must add the path, JSON path. Parent node colon child node colon grandchild node. Okay, so mainly we called as nodes and parent attributes, and this we called as JSON node. If it is if I say JSON node, what is a JSON node here? Name, email, phone, and also we known as key. So everything is a key value. Every key will have a value. Every key will have value. Every JSON node have a value. Path means JSON path means, okay, what is the path to retrieve some information? So to retrieve the info contacts, so we should say info colon contacts, or what is the account path contain? What is the JSON path account contains? The account details. Okay. So remember, only key every in JSON structure, every key will have value, and that can be the key value can be a key can be a parent node which contains the sub nodes. Okay. Clear everyone? What is JSON structure? This is very, very, very important. Okay. Is that clear everyone? Is that clear everyone? Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions? No questions? Okay. Fine. So what we'll do is, okay, tomorrow we'll start with the same time. Okay. Now we'll wrap up the session. We'll continue tomorrow, the same time. Thank you. Just what you should do for tomorrow is just try to, if you are new to Salesforce, try to explore the application. Okay, what is app launcher? Try to launch the applications. Okay, and go to the set view profile and see what are the things we have. Okay, and go to setup, how to see the objects, what objects are coming in this package. Okay, object manager, go to the objects and see the details. Okay, so just explore the application. We'll catch up tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Have a good night, good day.